Welcome. On behalf of the Economic Development Corporation of Champaign County, we welcome you all. Thank you for coming tonight. The Champaign County Economic Development Corporation provides the opportunity for collaboration and a collective voice as we grow our economy and reach out across the country and around the world. When you consider the long list of people, inventions, technology, and leadership emerging from our community and university, this is an awesome place. Technology development is a big part of the EDC's strategic plan, and it's what we do in CU. We have a great event planned tonight to showcase our incredible tech talent and emerging companies. It's the 10th annual Innovation Celebration. Doesn't seem like 10 years, does it? This event is the result of months of work by the Innovation Celebration Committee, and it's led by Liz Kellner, the chair of the committee, and Carly McCrory, who can convince almost anyone to contribute almost anything for a good cause. At this point, I'd like to turn it over to Liz Kellner to explain what happens next, to get the ball rolling for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. So I get the distinct pleasure of thanking those who made tonight's event possible. Thank you, Craig, and thank all of you for joining us to celebrate the many remarkable companies and talented people who really do make this, as Craig said, an awesome place to be. Putting this evening together was a lot of fun, not only because of the incredible technologies we get to see, but because of our amazing planning committee. Our core planning group has been together for a number of years, and whenever someone leaves, it's hard to see them go. Fortunately, we have been lucky enough to have wonderful people step up to fill their shoes. In the 10 years of this event, we have grown from an audience of about 400 to around 40 10 years ago to about 400 tonight. I'm going to recognize the committee. If you can please stand when I say your name. Stephanie Larson with the U of I Technology Entrepreneurial Center. Nicole Nair with the U of I Office of Technology Management. Seamus Riley with Parkland College. Shauna Culp with Pixo. We have Laura Frericks, Laura Blyle, and Dana Cohen with U of I Research Park. Craig Rost with the EDC, and the rock star of our committee, Carly McCrory, who has truly gone above and beyond to make this event a success. While it's exciting to see the incredible technologies and humbling to see the exceptional people who were nominated, the one part of this process that is really hard is the judging. Thank you so much to all who took part in this year's judging, and my apologies if we frightened anyone away. We may have gotten into a few heated debates. The other group of people who we could not have this evening without is our sponsors. Our sponsors are people and companies who truly recognize the importance of being involved and help to create an environment in our community that encourages and promotes entrepreneurial spirit and growth. If our sponsors, as I read your name, if you're here, if you can please stand. University of Illinois Technology Entrepreneur Center, the U of I Research Park, U of I Office of Corporate Relations, the U of I Office of Technology Management, Krannert Center for the Performing Arts, Parkland College, Singleton Law Firm, Sarah Ventures, the Ruggieri team, Pixo, Pavlov Media, Meyer Capel, Martin Hood Freese and Associates, Illinois Ventures, Fox Development, the U of I Credit Union, Surface 51, Prominic.net, Acuna Capital, JSM Development, M2 on Neil, Waterborne, the CU Mass Transit District, and McDonagh, Dunno, Hulbert, and Berghoff, and of course, the Champaign County EDC. Took a lot of people to put this together. The biggest thank you of the evening is to all of our brilliant, enterprising entrepreneurs and all of those who their resources and support into this community to help them grow. One of my favorite innovation celebration moments is from last year when Justin Hill of Prominick, who I have had the pleasure of knowing since he first started the company roughly 18 years ago, accepted their award. I was so proud, and because I've known him for 18 years, a little nervous about what he was going to say. Justin was so excited not only to win the award, but even more so to have the opportunity to sit in the audience throughout the program, to watch the videos, to see the technologies and the people, and to realize all that was going on around him that he didn't know about. That's what this event is all about. It's a chance for us to show what an incredible place this is, and an opportunity to spread the word that Champaign County is the place to be. And with that, I will turn this evening over to one of those amazing people, Laura Frericks, our MC for the evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Liz, and the entire planning committee, all the sponsors that have just been named. It took an army to get this event done, but it is my honor to be able to MC this awards presentation this evening. We're so proud of all the companies, entrepreneurs, and innovators in our community that we get to honor. If you'd like to give them a shout out, you'll note that Carly very thoughtfully put their Twitter handles in your program. So share some love tonight in tech fashion and tweet when you hear something that you think is exciting. We ask the finalists to stand when your name is read, and then if you could kind of wave to the crowd and then just be seated until the actual awards are announced, that would be great. We also will be awarding each of the finalists with a plaque, so we will come find you, and that helps us find where you're located in this room of a large crowd this evening. This year we have videos of most of the finalists, so it'll be a little bit more of the video content, seeing their businesses outside of this room as well, and we're excited about that. Thank you for all that participated in the videos. So this is our 10-year anniversary. Wow, this was a small event 10 years ago, and a lot has changed in Champaign County since then. When we first started this, our population was 10% less than it is now. This community's grown, and a lot of that's because of innovation-driven economy here in our community. And there's so many examples of breakthroughs that make us proud. Back in 2005, near and dear to my heart, the research park was rather new. We had just 4 buildings at the time and a few dozen companies. Now we have 14 buildings and 90 companies. Since 2005, we added corporate research operations for Abbott, AbbVie, ADM, Ameren, Anheuser-Busch, Citrix, Dow, Grainger, John Deere, Littelfuse, Raytheon, Riverbed, State Farm, and Yahoo! Our community has really become a leader in incubating startup companies, and that's been noted by being cited as one of the top U.S. cities of venture capital per capita in the whole U.S. It's catching on that there's really something different in the water in Champaign-Urbana. 10 years ago, One Main Development had just opened the first new building in downtown Champaign in 30 years. And wow, what did that start? Just a few years later, they then broke ground on M2, and think of all the buildings that have followed in our truly micro-urban city that really set the stage for us to have a vibrant community that brings together different parts of the student population, the commercial population of our companies, and everybody getting excited to get together. And that really probably wouldn't have been possible but for a tech company called Volition, downtown, a high-tech video gaming company that became integral into driving a downtown redevelopment. Just 2 years later then, they launched Saints Row in 2006, which has since sold 2 million copies. Just a reminder also that 10 years ago when we first did this essentially tech and innovation celebration, it was before social media. It was before people had adopted smartphones 10 years ago. Countless apps and technologies have grown here to leverage those technologies since. Some examples include Share This, incubated in our incubator, and made possible click sharing of content using YouTube and Facebook and numerous other platforms. They've touched the lives of 95% of all internet users have used Share This, and more than 2 million publisher sites have used that, and it started here. Recent graduates at that time from the University of Illinois had just left and started YouTube in 2005. And in 2009, Wolfram launched Wolfram Alpha in Champaign. It's used to do most of the queries that are factual information requests from our iPhones on Surrey. It's also used for Samsung and many other smartphone devices. And 10 years ago, an audacious group of researchers on campus set out to build and deploy the most powerful supercomputer in the world. And in 2007, the National Science Foundation announced that NCSA at the University of Illinois would be funded with more than $200 million to build that vision. And in 2012, the Blue Water supercomputer opened right here in our community. A decade ago, there was another bold vision, a vision that we would extend the university's high-powered fiber network into the surrounding community and create a gig city. When the broadband stimulus program made funding available, a consortia came together consisting of the university, the cities of Champaign and Urbana, and a host of other partners, including our schools, our libraries, our public agencies, local telephone company, all seeing this as a chance for our future to change. These efforts were awarded in 2010 with a $22 million award, and we now have one of the fastest state-of-the-art gig cities in the U.S. These are just a few examples of how we work together and the successes we can achieve over 10 years in our community. We should credit the ingenuity of our researchers, the innovation of our companies, the risks taken by all these entrepreneurs that we highlight at this event, and the skills of our workforce for enabling our leadership position. Tonight, we celebrate them and show off the recent excellence that's in our midst. So it is my pleasure to kick off the awards by introducing Chancellor Phyllis Wise, who is not only a leader at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, but also a tireless advocate of economic development in our community. She stands for no less than excellence in research and in learning, and she hopes the same for our community. She understands how to create transformation for a vibrant future. Thank you for joining us, Chancellor Wise.
Thank you, Laura. It really is a privilege to be here tonight. I knew when I saw on my calendar that this was going to be held in the lobby of the Krannert Center that it must be a big crowd, but I actually didn't expect it to be quite this big. It's just wonderful to see the community and the university get together this way. It's my pleasure to announce the recipient of an award that is specifically tied to the University of Illinois. The Innovation Transfer Award recognizes an individual or a group of individuals from the University of Illinois whose invention or work has been successfully transferred into the public sector. I have the happy task of introducing our 3 finalists this year and to announce the winner. And let me say, I'm really relieved that I'm just announcing the winner and not having to choose the winner. The entire pool of nominations for this award was deep and impressive, which is, I hope, exactly what you would expect from the community of the University of Illinois and also Urbana-Champaign. For 146 years now, almost 150, the campus has been the home to social scientists, artists, scientists, and engineers who led their respective fields in tackling the grand challenges of the day. Those challenges and technology and methods that we might employ to face them may dramatically be different today than they were 146 years ago, but the spirit of innovation and the drive to push back the edges of what we know and what we can do remains the same. There is no doubt that the primary driver of the future economy and creation of jobs will be innovation. Whether here in Illinois, across the nation, or around the world. And that is what has been the cornerstone of Illinois. New ideas, new perspectives, doing the impossible, new solutions. These are the expectations of the world that they have for us. Now it is my great pleasure to present the 3 finalists for the Innovation Transfer Award. As I read your name, could I ask you to stand and just briefly so the audience can see you and see who we are recognizing tonight. The first finalist is Ryan Bailey, Associate Professor of Chemistry. His work in developing new bioanalytical tools has earned him numerous awards and honors, including the NIH Director's New Innovator Award just this month, and was announced as the recipient of the 2015 PitCon Achievement Award.
My group has been developing a technology based upon silicon photonics that has a lot of applications in multiplex biomarker detection. So whenever you're afflicted with a disease, your cells are misbehaving, and in the process of misbehaving, they will oftentimes secrete or release different biomolecules that are clues that something's going wrong before you have a mass or you have cognitive decline in the case of neurodegenerative diseases. So we were trying to use devices to measure small changes in levels of biomarkers that can be informative and give us clues that disease is coming or disease is there, or perhaps someone who has disease, particular disease, how best could I treat that disease? Our technology is very general, so it is not biased or poised towards particular diseases. For any disease at all, if there are molecular signatures in the blood or in any kind of a tissue sample, we should be able to detect those and provide diagnostic information. Our end goal would be to develop technologies that would allow you during a doctor's visit to, say, have your blood drawn, maybe even a finger prick of blood, and the doctor could just leave the room for a few minutes and then come back with a diagnosis that was informative at that stage. Maybe it could be actually plugged into an annual checkup where you're monitoring every year to look for the onset of some disease, and that would allow you to catch it earlier.
Our next finalist is Kenneth Suslak, the Marvin T. Schmidt Professor Emeritus of Chemistry. In his career at Illinois, Professor Suslak's work in chemical sensing has earned him virtually every major award and fellowship in his field and a reputation as one of the most prolific and productive scholars in the country.
I've had an entrepreneurial aspect of my research for many years. The most recent work has been our optoelectronic nose, where we have developed a way of detecting different chemicals, different odors, based on the response of an array of optical sensors. What this really is a digital, multi-dimensional extension of litmus paper. There are many dyes that change color depending on their chemical environment. If you put these into an array, the color change turns out to be a molecular fingerprint that is unique to any odorant or mixture of odorants, and that has a wide range of applications. We have a handheld device. It can be used for monitoring toxic chemicals in the chemical workplace. It can be used for detecting high concentrations of bacteria. It can be used for detecting explosives and homemade explosive devices. It has potential applications for forensic investigation of arson sites. So it has a really wide range of applications, depending on what patterns we have installed in the device, what library we're comparing new patterns to.
And the third finalist is Professor Brian Cunningham, Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering and the Director of the Micro and Nanotechnology Laboratory. Professor Cunningham has blazed new trails in the engineering using electromagnetics and nanotechnology to develop the next generation of tools for life sciences research, genomics, environmental monitoring, and disease diagnosis. His accomplishments earned him recognition as a Charter Fellow of the National Academy of Inventors last year. And last week, he was formally invested as one of our newest Willett professors in the College of Engineering. Unfortunately, with Dr. with Professor Cunningham's intensive research and teaching and traveling schedule, we were unable to produce one of the short videos you saw for our other two finalists. But I think you will all agree that his innovation and invention speak pretty clearly for themselves. And now it is my great pleasure to announce the winner of the 2015 Innovation Transfer Award. Please join me in congratulating Professor Kenneth Suslik. Want to do it over here?
Congratulations, Dr. Suslik, who had two entrepreneurial endeavors, two startups right here in Champaign County that were launched. So it's not only a breakthrough science, but also an example of entrepreneurship in our midst. It's next my honor to be able to move into the rest of the awards for the evening. Thank you, Chancellor, for being with us tonight and making those announcements of our finalists, our brilliant researchers in our midst. It's my honor to introduce Tom Ramage, the president of Parkland College. In the last year, Dr. Ramage watched his campus modernize as the new Parkland College Student Union opened. This follows successful openings of the Applied Tech Center and the new construction underway of the Fine and Applied Arts Edition. If you haven't visited Parkland lately, it's well worth your trip out there to see the transformation and growth of this real gem in our community. Dr. Ramage will present the Innovation and Engagement Award.
Well, much like the Chancellor, it's always a pleasure to be in this particular place because right behind us, thousands of graduates every year receive their diploma in that awesome space right behind us, and it's the best part of the year. But today's a different thing. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about Applied Media Promotions, or AMP. So AMP is a student-staffed strategic communications firm that operates out of the Fine and Applied Arts Department at Parkland College. And its mission is to engage students in real-world experiences while providing client access to the talents of upcoming communications professionals. So by working with AMP, students become better prepared to transfer or launch their careers. Clients get high-quality promotional work completed at no cost, and everybody benefits from fresh perspectives that our students provide. So AMP piloted about a year ago on our campus with a small staff of just 3 students and has since quadrupled in size. Students are currently working with 8, I think 9 or 10 now after today, 2 of which are local nonprofit organizations, and they include Wesley Food Pantry and the Illinois Radio Reader Organization, as well as numerous on-campus entities, including the Engineering, Science, and Technologies Department, the Presentation Center, our very own Parkland College television station, our Study Abroad program, the Parkland Entrepreneurial Network, and of course, students from the Parkland Business Club. So AMP provides students with excellent networking and portfolio building opportunities by connecting them with both Parkland professionals as well as those in the Champaign-Urbana community. And its primary goal, let me emphasize this, primary goal is to help students exceed employers' expectations when they graduate, when they enter the workforce. So this Innovation and Engagement Award recognizes an individual or a group at Parkland College who have shown support of the community's engagement mission, and I'm very, very proud to present this award to 2 groups of folks. So let me introduce the first. Our first is Department Chair of Fine and Applied Arts, Nancy Sutton, Media Content Coordinator, Cindy Smith, and Associate Professor of Communications, Kendra McClure. And last but not least, and most importantly, our fabulous, fabulous students, Jonathan Ashakan, Benjamin Frizzetto, Micah Gibson, Melanie Iverson, Kate Ross, Chloe Vasilio, and Ian Williams. Congratulations to all of you on a job well done.
AMP stands for Applied Media Promotions, and it is a strategic communications firm that allows students the opportunity to apply what they learn in the classroom about promotional work, advertising, public relations, marketing, to actual real projects for real clients.
So AMP was piloted a year ago, and when we started, our first project was we worked for the Parkland Entrepreneurial Network, so PEN as we call it. The students branded that and created kind of the umbrella of PEN for all the projects, entrepreneurial projects that Parkland was involved in. And it's been really exciting because they're always so happy to see the work that they've been working on be in print, be out there in the community, be around the college. I mean, they'll go around and they actually are taking selfies with their work, and it's really exciting to see how excited they are about it.
One of my favorite parts is actually getting that hands-on experience. Like, this is what I'll be doing for the rest of my life, so it's kind of cool just to see how different aspects of public relations, business, and things like that come together, and how we can all create something that's actually pretty cool.
This is something that you're going to be doing in a real PR firm someday, so I think that's very valuable to students because you're taking stuff from the class and putting it out there, and people can see my work.
I really like being able to work with, advertising majors, and it's given me a different outlook on how to communicate with others in different areas, because sometimes you don't all think the same, so you have to rewire yourself to think differently to parallel yourself with other people, and that's been very valuable.
One of the most exciting things about this for me as faculty advisor is to watch the students apply what they learn in the classroom to these real projects. Sometimes that's a tough transition. In class they're doing the projects for a grade, but then in AMP they're doing the projects to actually see the ideas come to fruition and applied in a real setting. And sometimes that transition can be difficult. So I'm glad that AMP now exists to provide that middle ground between the classroom and their career.
We'll do that. I'll leave it there.
You guys can do it. Oh, we're getting on here. Come on.
Sure, I'd love to. Thank you all very much. We are honored to be up here. It's a thrill to be recognized for the work that the students have done over the last several semesters. We piloted, as Dr. Ramage said, last spring, so spring of 2014, launched officially this past fall, and this is our third full semester. And quadrupling in size has been very exciting, going from 3 to 16, if you will, or 3 to 12, whatever quadruple. See, I don't do math, I do communication, so that's right. Anyway, we have a lot of students here, and I want to thank them first and foremost. They're the most important people on the stage right now. They are working tirelessly with our clients to produce the work that you saw on the screen, and it's so exciting to see them really take ownership of these projects and just blossom and flourish beyond what Cindy and I would ever have expected. So this is great. And I would also like to thank Cindy Smith. She's our coordinator, and without her excellent leadership and management skills, we would not have been able to quadruple and be successful at it within 3 semesters. So she's been huge. I'd also like to thank Dr. Ramage and Dr. Riley here, and Nancy Sutton, soon to be Dr. Sutton as well, for their support, and all the entire Parkland community, because without them creating the environment in which we can be innovative, the ability to take risks and to try something new, AMP wouldn't be here. So I know I've spoken to a few of you. We are more than happy to consider your projects. If you have a nonprofit that in the community that you would like us to work on, we'd be more than happy to do that. Find Cindy or I at some point tonight. And thanks again, we're very honored to be here, and thank you all for coming tonight to celebrate innovation in Champaign. We know that This is a great place to live, great place to work, great place to do business, and we're grateful to be a part of that. So thanks again, really appreciate it.
Congratulations to the AMP team. Our next award is for Entrepreneurial Excellence in a Social Venture. We'll recognize entrepreneurial excellence that is beyond success in commerce, but also a community entrepreneur seeking to help others and transform the lives of people in our community. And the finalists are Nutricycle, a bicycle innovation hub located in Urbana. They use bicycles as a platform to tackle social issues. Aside from traditional retail and service, they developed a local bike sharing program, designed and manufactured bicycles, built a mobile app to fight bicycle crimes, organized community events to transform the downtown landscape, provide classes to middle and high school students on cycling education, and much more.
Nutricycle started about 4 years ago, and it started as a small workshop, and it was a personal workshop. And then over the years, we gained a lot of support from the communities. Last year, we decided to expand to our second location, which is here on campus. We believe by being on campus, I really connect to the younger mind that attract them to come together and to work together. It's our business. It's not just on bicycle. It's on transportation. Our heart is on not only on serving and doing, buy and sell, but really focusing on how can we use bicycle to connect everyone from different segments. Ultimately, what we're doing is breaking the landlock effect on campus. The students that they come here, but they never, for 4 years of their life here, they never go out and explore. Now with bicycles, I empower them to do so. Being here, that the community also, they would, every time they try to avoid campus as much as possible, and we're reverse engineering that, we're bringing that in. And so the idea is that we bring this talented mind and such a good opportunity for us to try to push the limit, and that will from campus and really redistribute that to both cities.
And the next finalist is SABO, Scientific Animations Without Borders at the University of Illinois. This team has leveraged the adoption of cell phone technology in developing nations with low literacy populations to create information that can spread through phones. Areas of need include topics such as agriculture, disease spread such as Ebola, and women's empowerment. They use animations, which then have voice overlay with different languages around the world, and these animations are made freely available to anyone wishing to use them for educational purposes. This team was recently featured in the Big Ten Network.
Scientific Animations Without Borders, or SABO for short, is essentially a program based here at the University of Illinois. We're specifically focused on taking outreach and extension information from around the world and working with global experts, taking that material, putting it in 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional animations, making it very easy for anybody to understand, regardless of literacy levels, and then translating it into any language that we can get our hands on from around the world, and then deploying that freely out to anybody in the world that wants to use it for educational purposes. So our ultimate goal is to connect experts from around the world with people that live under $2 a day to get the knowledge that experts have around the world into their hands so that they can improve the quality of their lives.
Our main core areas are agriculture, health, and women empowerment. And we have around 45 animations, and I will say like 50 languages, and we are growing.
So our approach is a very simple one. There are many groups that want to get messages out to other people. So we work with them, and typically they provide us with funding to create that content for their purposes. But the deal is this: we are also allowed to give that material out freely to anybody around the world that wants to use it, thereby increasing their impact and continually adding to our library of materials. So we're having a growing library of materials So every week, every day, every month, we're adding new materials to that library with other groups locally, nationally, and internationally to get the messages out that they want to deliver to the world.
And the award goes to Sabo. Congratulations. Showing that global impact to solve problems can come right here from Champaign-Urbana.
Well, just a few words. Thank you very much. Wow, this is an honor, really. I know that Dr. Pittendrich and Julia would love to be here, but they are in Taiwan, presenting Scientific Animations Without Borders over there. So yeah, we accept this on behalf, of course. We love it. Just to say thank you, and we'll keep working, trying to make this world a better place to live, of course. Thank you.
The next award is for a Student Startup Award. It has to be a University of Illinois student who started a company in the last 3 years. And the finalists are Agriculture, a team creating aerial vehicles for agriculture, otherwise known as drones, to solve workforce inefficiencies at large-scale commercial farm operations. The Cropter helps farmers make decisions about their land using advanced imaging technology and post-processing software. They were a finalist in the recent SLU Real Elevator Pitch competition held in one of the tallest buildings in St. Louis.
Agriculture is aerial vehicles in agriculture. It provides a robust platform by which agricultural industry members can remotely gather information in a comprehensive way about their land. Technology is an autonomous aerial vehicle which collects information via multispectral imaging and provides that by transmitting remotely, wirelessly to farm owner operators.
I'm from an agricultural background, and from a young child, I've really noticed how big a pain it is to actually scout in an agricultural setting. Not many people know how not fun it is to walk through an 8-foot tall field of corn. We eventually see this technology allowing this Midwest farmer to be in many places at once, alleviating the workload that's kind of required. Additionally, as anything with agricultural weighted, you're trying to feed the world. And we're hoping to see that our product will allow for increased efficiencies, it'll allow with greater yield and a better economic output.
The next finalist is Luminous. This was formed by 3 acclaimed University of Illinois computer science PhDs that were working on revolutionary virtual reality techniques in projection mapping. They used everyday video projectors, but instead of projecting on a flat screen, light is mapped onto any surface, turning common objects into immersive experiences and interactive displays. Luminous is developing software and hardware solutions that designers can use to be able to create projection mapping for advertising and entertainment experiences. Upon graduation, this dream team of computer vision experts decided to start a company right here in Champaign-Urbana, and we're proud that they did so.
Luminous is revolutionizing a technology called projection mapping, and the idea with projection mapping is instead of projecting on flat things, you're probably familiar with PowerPoint presentations, or when you're in class you see someone lecturing, that's on a flat screen. You can project on anything. So projection mapping is the idea of projecting on any object in your environment. So that could be a building, that could be a car, it could be your body, it could be this chair I'm sitting on, it could be anything. So anything becomes a display. And so at Luminous we're creating a platform for projection mapping. One of the first things that we saw that blew our minds was a demo at Walt Disney Imagineering. So we did an internship out there, and they were doing some amazing work in their attractions. So they were projecting on the set pieces that you might find when you're on a roller coaster and one of the rides. And they were doing things like projected waterfalls, projected butterflies on trees, things like that were amazing. So typically we spend a lot of our lives, interacting with flat screens like our mobile phone. And so, what we're all about is thinking about taking computing and bringing it into the real world where we live, making any object in our environment an interactive display. So that was one of the very first examples, and then of course we've been doing a lot of work through our PhDs in this space. While there's a lot of people doing projection mapping, there aren't a lot of tools out there for artists and designers to create projection mapping experiences. And so the process of taking a flat picture and slowly warping it to fit on an object is really laborious. It costs a lot of money, it takes a lot of time. And so the industry has grown, quite well over the years, and so we're trying to make it easier for those artists and designers to do this stuff. And we're also looking at, new markets along the way as well.
The next finalist is Rhythmio, co-founded in 2013 by Adam Tilton, a PhD student at the University of Illinois, and his then professor, Dr. Prashant Mehta. Their technology was originally founded for missile guidance and satellite control. However, participating in the NSF Innovation Corps program, they realized the potential in gesture recognition. Now a 7-person team with offices at Enterprise Works and in Chicago, Rhythmio software works with motion sensing devices such as wearables, like a Fitbit, or smartphones or sports equipment to understand motions as specific gestures. Following success at the COSAD competition last year, the company secured a round of venture capital funding that included alumni investors that had judged the COSAD competition, Fox Ventures, Illinois Ventures, Hyde Park Venture Partners, and Sarah Ventures.
Rhythmio is a gesture recognition platform for motion sensing devices that can include activity trackers, smartwatches, cell phones, anything with the ability to sense motion. Our software helps these devices understand movement as a particular kind of gesture. So for example, you wanted to track your different physical exercises at the gym, you simply go to the gym wearing a physical activity tracking device. It will automatically learn how to track each exercise that you perform as a unique kind of gesture, and then in the future it can give you analytics on how you're performing. You can also use it for applications like human-computer interaction. If you want to interact with something on the screen, like a slideshow presentation, with a wave of your hand you can change the slide, and a number of other applications. So we provide the Rhythmio gesture recognition solution as a platform to enable motion sensing devices for whatever gesture-enabled application they would like to be used for. So the activity trackers on today's market struggle with accuracy. So what our software would enable these devices to do is to not only more accurately track things like someone's step count, but also to be used for a variety of other kinds of applications. Right? The reason we're able to do this, and our most unique technical feature, is unsupervised learning, which means that the software can automatically learn how to detect each unique exercise, for example, that someone would perform, without the user having to go through some complicated training procedure. So in an automatic way, our software learns how to track each of these exercises. The other important aspect of our technology is that it's a software-only solution. So we're not building and branding devices for end consumers. We simply enable brands to have motion tracking devices through gesture. So using our platform, these brands can build interesting use cases around gesture.
And the winner is Rhythmio.
Wow. Thank you very much. Of course, I wouldn't be here today without the support of my awesome team and co-founder and also mentor, Prashant, who's in the back. Prashant, can I get a wave? There he is. Thank you. We also have great support from the community. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, Technology and Entrepreneurship Center, Jed Taylor, Stephanie, Enterprise Works, of course, Laura. They've been great. Illinois Ventures and a number of other investors. The community here for entrepreneurship is really awesome. So I just want to say thanks to the community for supporting us, and we look forward to seeing you at future events and continuing to collaborate.
Congratulations, Adam. The next award is for the best new entrepreneurial venture formed in the last 3 years, and the finalists are Veriflow, a software company founded by University of Illinois computer science faculty with experience in computer network infrastructure security. Veriflow Systems has software that enables highly secure and dependable networks. They help network operators understand what happens in their network and how data flows through it, and verify networks updates in up to milliseconds. Their early customers include financial services industry, where network security is a critical issue. Veriflow employs 10 people at Enterprise Works Incubator in Champaign and is already actively recruiting more software engineers. The next finalist, and Serena, I think if you stand, the next finalist is Agribul. It's a predictive analytics software company for the agriculture industry. They predict how weather and other conditions will impact crops, agricultural operations, and economic decisions. In just 1 year, they went from 2 part-time employees to grow to a team of more than 20. With a proud plan to grow their company right here in Champaign-Urbana, this company is already working with major agricultural industry partners and recently launched the Morning Farm Report, a mobile analytics platform for growers.
Agribul is a big data company in agriculture focused on predictive analytics and really trying to get the power of big data to agriculture. We've assembled a team of experts in agriculture, in data science, in statistics, and in agronomy. And then really it's taking their expertise, pulling it together into a really smart way, and then providing information to our customers. Morning Farm Report is our flagship direct-to-consumer product, and we're going to market with that shortly.
Morning Farm Report is kind of constructed in this way that it integrates a massive amount of data into it, but when it's presented to people, it's presented the way they want to see it. It kind of is tailored toward what you're looking for, and then allows you to explore even more.
We try to listen to farmers throughout the process of designing our software. We've had interviews with them, we've shown them our preliminary designs, and we've had a keen eye on integrating with their lifestyle and helping them do things in the way that they're comfortable with.
Growing food is one of the most important human endeavors, and the population is only increasing, and we know that food demand is going to continue to go up. So there is this market. There will always be a market. People always need to eat, and really taking that to heart and saying, well, let's apply the best technology out there. Let's really help the growers make the best decision possible, not only for their own profitability, but then the broader goal of really helping society feed itself into the future.
Our next finalist is EP Purification. They design and manufacture ozone generator systems for water disinfection, wastewater treatment, and commercial laundries. Based on microplasma technology developed at the University of Illinois, EP Purification ozone systems save energy. This might have led to the reason that they were honored. In a very difficult competition, they won $100,000 from the Wells Fargo Early Stage Prize at the 2014 Clean Energy Challenge in Chicago, competing with companies throughout the Midwest. This team of serial entrepreneurs from Champaign-Urbana has continued to grow their companies, I'll say, locally, and been committed to manufacturing projects that will help our community.
EP Purification is a company located here in Champaign-Urbana that manufactures systems for generating ozone. Ozone is a very powerful chemical agent for destroying bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens, and so it's perfectly suited for treating water, for example.
Drinking water is a kind of a worldwide problem and challenge to solve for the good of the people. So we trying to contact with lots of entities in Africa and South America and Asia to help that out the water problem from our technology without benefit.
What I have in my hand today is what we call a module, where we have several of these arrays of microchannels assembled into a frame. So in this particular case, this module has 4 sets of arrays. And so we can introduce either oxygen or room air here, and then out this fitting comes ozone. So this is more than 10 times lighter, smaller in volume than previous technologies. It also requires much lower voltage. It's a huge improvement over what existed in the past.
And the winner is Agribul.
Yeah, we got to get the team up here. I mean, the most valuable part of this company is the team.
Yes.
And like Laura said, there's over 20 of us now. It's a really complicated problem we're trying to do and solve here. And, you know, Champaign-Urbana is a perfect place to do it. A great tech community, a wonderful university, and we're right in the midst of agriculture, so we can just drive a mile away and see it and work with the growers. Really powerful place to do what we're doing, and really excited to be here. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Our next award for this evening is for an individual with entrepreneurial advocacy, someone that's really engaged, encouraged, coached, mentors the entrepreneurs in our community. And the finalists this year are Deana McDonagh, Professor of Industrial Design and faculty member at the Beckman Institute. She takes her work in the arts and applies it in a whole new way to help entrepreneurs create better product design. She is an empathic design research strategist and has worldwide expertise in how you take enhancing quality of life for all through more intuitive and meaningful products. She's a designer in residence at the Research Park, has also helped the Office of Technology Management clients, and has also worked with the Academy for Entrepreneurial Leadership on design thinking. She speaks around the world, and we're proud to have her in our community, working on user experience and product development.
Being a professor of industrial design is a little bit like herding cats. It's like all these creatives, and it's guiding them, taking their vision and transforming it into something tangible. And then here at Enterprise Works at the Research Park is a wonderful opportunity to help harness young startups and introduce them to design thinking and help them think about the final user of the products. The projects are very varied. So if we're talking about everyday experience from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, which is really what industrial design is, it's about all those experiences. So my life can be thinking about toilet seats and trying to make that sexy, all the way through to futuristic clothing or how technology is being embedded into chairs. It's diverse and varied. The joy for me is when we design together an empathic product that fits in seamlessly with their life, and it empowers. It allows people to live in their homes longer. It destigmatizes assistive technology. It's kind of really cool. I'm a researcher and I'm an academic, I'm an educator, but really, you know, having my feet firmly in new product development helps the community here on campus.
Our next finalist is Jen Bechtel. She's Program Director for the Innovation and Sustainability Living Learning Communities at the University of Illinois Residence Halls. Innovation LLC is also casually referred to as the Dorm Cubator, a dorm where entrepreneurial students at the Illinois Street Residence Halls can come together. She connects students living in these communities with ample resources across campus and elsewhere in Champaign-Urbana so that they can better achieve their goals of, say, starting companies. In this role, she's developed many signature programs, including How I Failed, Extreme Entrepreneurial Lock-In, and Women of Innovation. She has worked to unify these programs across the country, and she was the first director of this dorm on campus, but has helped it grow year after year to continue to have success. In fact, many of her students in this experience have gone on to become finalists in the COZAD New Venture competition. In addition to her work with entrepreneurs, she's also a theater educator and filmmaker in our community and very involved in the Champaign-Urbana film community.
I oversee two communities. So one of them is the Innovation Living Learning Community, and it's a group of students who live together. It's about 200 students who live together and are interested in entrepreneurship, innovation, and creativity. And then at the Lincoln Avenue Residence Halls, I oversee the Sustainability Living Learning Community, which is focused on issues surrounding sustainable living and environmental sustainability. I oversee programming, workshops, classes, and that sort of thing around the focus area of the community. I love the fact that on a daily basis, I get to work with students who inspire me, students who make me want to be better, make me want to challenge myself, make me want to learn new things. And I love that I see how much they teach each other. Like, it's great to be able to come in, and I have lived in this community my whole life, and so I have a lot of connections to people that I can share with students. I know a lot of resources that they may not know coming to campus, so I can be that person who helps to connect them with those things. But what's even more exciting is seeing when they take that information and start sharing it with each other. And when they take the things that they're bringing coming in as first-year students, they frequently have so much knowledge coming in, and seeing how we're able to connect them with each other and allow them to become this community is really exciting. And you know, there are days when you wish you could take credit for that, but really it just happens organically, and that's so exciting.
Our next finalist is Alex Ruggieri. He's a partner of Ramshaw Real Estate, but many of us in the room know him as a tireless cheerleader for entrepreneurs in this community. He wants to hear our stories, and one of his great passions is telling them. He loves to talk about innovation happening in our community. He hosts the Central Illinois radio show on WDWS and the local business show on WCIA. In these shows, he consistently invites entrepreneurs, many of whom have been recognized at this event, to share their story, talk about what they've accomplished. And when you go talk with Alex, he's always already researched your company and has so much enthusiasm about what's happening here that it's just contagious.
I'm a commercial real estate broker. My day job, I actually have to earn a living, is in commercial real estate. And I love doing it. I love working with people. I love solving creative problems. Working in commercial real estate, you get to meet a lot of people, leaders, both in government and in business and in academia, and you start to see these amazing people. They just are doing so many wonderful things. And I started to realize that no one was telling the stories. And so I pitched the TV station one year this idea of doing a TV show about business leaders. And they said, sure, do a pilot and see how it goes. Well, that was 7 years ago, and I've been doing that in some form or fashion ever since. When we were growing up, I mean, our heroes were people like Henry Ford and people like, Thomas Edison. I was just a kid watching old black and white movies. We'd switch the channel and there'd be the pioneers, right? And they're going out, they put everything that they had on that wagon, including the wife and the kids, right? And they're risking everything, and some of them, arrows in their backs, and they didn't make it, but the other guys did make it, and they built this country. And I look around today and I say, where do we see that kind of courage? And it's with the small businessman, the small businesswoman, or the young entrepreneur, because they put everything on the line. Some of them get arrows in their backs, but a lot of times they are successful, and they're reinventing this country and rebuilding this country, and I get juiced about that.
And this year's winner is Alex Ruggieri.
I actually don't know what to say because I wasn't expecting to win. I think the other finalists were fantastic, but I just want to thank the University of Illinois for doing this, for all of the recognition that they give. I want to thank WCIA. I want to thank WDWS for being so community-minded to actually let me do what I do. And I especially want to thank all of you who are my heroes and who are changing the world, not just the United States and Illinois, but changing the world for the better. Thank you.
Congratulations. Our next award is for Economic Development Impact, for a commitment to positive local economic impact. Our first finalist is the product Manufactory. They provide creative engineering and design services to help businesses go from R&D to a finished product. They were founded in 2012 by engineers and industrial designers and have grown to employ an extended team of part-time consultants and 8 full-time professionals. They are located in 4,500 square feet of space in Urbana, and they have prototyping space as well as many tools to help their clients. Their client list has grown from 20 to 20 companies, from local high-tech companies to big companies like Whirlpool, Molex, and Procter & Gamble. They've helped local companies launch successful products through better product design and prototyping.
The Product Manufactory is a professional product development services firm. So we started here in Champaign-Urbana in 2012 and have grown the business from basically 2 people through now we have about 8 full-time here in Champaign County. Our core business is in engineering and design, and so we're doing design services to help people bring ideas into physical reality. So that spans the board from physical things, so injection molded components, machine components, actual hardware that you can hold, circuit boards, so PCBs and electronics. Our core clients, of course, are our business clients who have existing product lines that we're helping them either improve those lines or add new products to it. Started being able to really bring on employees in 2013, and then growing it significantly in 2014. I think we doubled our size. And then stay tuned, there's probably going to be some exciting things being released yet this year, probably within the first quarter or 2, that are going to be really exciting. It's really about the team that we have working around us. Without these folks, we couldn't get it done. The creativity and the abilities in these people impress me day in and day out. They get in here, they work hard, and kick butt on these projects. It makes me proud to be working with them. It's rewarding to get this sort of feedback, right? That it's working, the place is growing, business is coming in, and we're producing real results. I think that's probably the most exciting thing for us, getting this new business up and off the ground.
The next finalist is BRG Sports in Rantoul, which produces more than 4.3 million helmets a year, primarily bike helmets under the names of Bell, Giro, or Blackburn brands. The center also makes NFL replica helmets, child carriers, and bike racks for cars. In 2012, the company announced plans to build a modern new distribution facility, assembly, and shared services center in Rantoul after an exhaustive national search site selection process. The new state-of-the-art 800,000 square foot facility along I-57 includes advanced technology and design capabilities for producing shorter lead times and improved supply chain management. Winning the new facility resulted in $53 million in direct economic impact of wages in East Central Illinois, and more jobs continue to be added.
BRG Sports is a designer, developer, marketer of sports equipment. You probably don't know what BRG is, but our brands are Bell, Riddell, and Giro, which probably everyone can relate to. It's bike equipment, football equipment, and we specialize in head protection. A lot happens in Rantoul. We've got a large manufacturing operation. We produce approximately 5 million bike helmets a year here. We also make the Riddell collectible helmets here. The Frozen helmets have been a huge success. All the kids are excited about that movie, and it's moving well in the marketplace. And we also have the distribution center, which is probably the biggest part of the operation that supports all of the North America distribution for BRG Sports. Literally, we made the decision to stay in Rantoul because of our people. Our people are very important. This has been a great area for us. We've got a lot of long tenured, experienced folks here, and we wanted to capitalize on that. And so we made a bold decision to stay here and relocate other teams here. We've got a great state-of-the-art facility that everyone's excited about. We've got a great cafeteria for the folks to enjoy their lunches and breaks. We've got a state-of-the-art workout room. And the culture at BRG Sports, it's one of those cultures that I think a lot of people talk about, but we live. And it's just a good place to work. I think our tenure, the average tenure here is 17 years. So people come to work here, and not as a job, but as a career. And it's a great place to be.
My daughter has one of those Frozen helmets, thanks, Louis. HL Precision Manufacturing is our next finalist. They are a leader in advanced CNC machining and manufacturing industries. Utilizing the latest in CNC machining, fabrication, welding, and inspection technology, HL builds solutions. They proudly supply materials that are vital to the performance of our armed services, such as cockpits and flight simulation structures. Other products include kiosks for the automated retail industry, parts for point-of-care tests for HIV and AIDS treatments, and circuit boards for electronic devices. The company has grown to employ more than 65 people in our community and continues to hire talent, working with Parkland, local schools, and the CU Scholars Program to attract students to this new type of clean and high-tech manufacturing.
HL was originally formed by two gentlemen with the last names of Harlan and Lash about 30 years ago as a machining company. In 2006, when Mr. Harlan and Lash determined to retire, I acquired the company. Over the last 8 years, we've been very blessed and have grown significantly. We're about 3 times that size today, just under 70 employees total. We have 2 locations, a total of about 85,000 square feet. We find that our customers are increasingly demanding that they want a smaller vendor base, they want fewer but better vendors, better in terms of quality, in terms of delivery, and in terms of the kinds and the depth and breadth of solutions that you can provide. We will continue to expand and develop our ability to provide a broader and broader range of services and solutions to the types of customers that we serve. Our growth in many respects, I believe, is limited by our ability to attract highly qualified people, and particularly on the technical side. And we've worked closely with Parkland College. They have an excellent program. Krannert is working with them, our human resource director, to develop even further elements of that program, how we can help them market to high schools to attract young people to realize that the future of manufacturing is bright. It's also very clean and comfortable and very computer driven. It's not dirty and dark as perhaps once was perceived, and it certainly is on the rise and not dying.
And this year's winner is BRG Sports.
I don't get to accept a lot of awards, so you guys get comfortable. I might be up here for a while. I'm going to let the team come up. First of all, thanks to the U of I and the Champaign County EDC for putting this on. This is great, and congratulations to all the other winners. The community has been awesome since we announced in June of 2012 that we were going to stay and build this magnificent facility. And it really is. A lot of you probably trek up and down 57 and wonder what that big building is, and it's a cool place to work. And a lot of neat stuff goes on inside. And none of that would happen if it weren't for these folks and the support of our company and for everyone from the board of directors down to the last employee we hired last week. And it's just awesome, and thank you. This is really cool. So thank you very much.
Our next award is for excellence in management. And the first finalist is Kathy Singer. In 2007, Motorola decided to close an operation here, and rather than gloom and doom, Kathy decided to court her employees to pursue Yahoo and other companies that might be interested in hiring them together. And she was successful in convincing them not only to hire a few, but about 100 of them, all within 2 months becoming operational here in Champaign. And her leadership since then has been exemplary. She went through many changes with Yahoo. There were many different leadership changes within the company, but throughout that, she persevered the positions here changes in reporting structure, her team working on different projects, all the while Sunnyvale realizing that they had a real gem here in Champaign. And to make it so, she also made it a fun place to work. She created a fun committee. She had free food, scavenger hunts, volunteer activities in the community, and she also worked on innovation for her operation, allowing her employees to work on new projects on Fridays and resulting in more than 50 patents by the employees in Champaign, despite it not being a research site. She also gives back to the campus by speaking about her experience in engineering and recruiting herself, whether it's in her Converse shoes and Yahoo t-shirt, or any other way that she can show enthusiasm for her employment with Yahoo and how students can pursue computer science. She also then convinced them that not only was the operation here good enough as it was, but maybe they could double in size in Champaign, and that really there was something special here. And that's exactly what she did. In December, they opened a brand new building here to change their operations, and over 15 months, not a single employee left, despite a very difficult recruiting climate, and they added more than 40 full-time new positions in a fierce recruiting situation. She does all this while being a mom of 2 kids and actively involved in her kids' lives and encouraging her employees to do so as well.
Yahoo in Champaign started in 2008 in the research park, and we've really enjoyed being so close to the university, and it only made sense to expand in 2014 and build this great new building here in the research park. My role with the company, I'm the Senior Engineering Director in advertising products, and in addition, I'm the Champaign Site Manager. I really care about my people a lot, and I'm very focused on achieving goals. I also like to see people grow. I get a lot of pleasure when I see someone stepping up to a new challenge, doing some leadership that they hadn't done before. And I would say all the managers here at Yahoo, we like to give a lot of autonomy. So we allow people to have a lot of say in what work they work on and also how they do that work, what tools they pick and the approaches they take. They have a lot of creative ability to use their creativity. We take our fun pretty seriously. We have a lot of tournaments. I myself have played in a ping pong tournament several times but have never won. And we have pool and foosball tournaments as well. So we have a lot of fun. The culture and how we work together, the company not only allows us to have fun, but they really encourage it.
Our next finalist is Dave Marcoon, president of Artisan Technology Group in Champaign. He's been leading the company since 1999, helping to transform a company and grow the business in Champaign. Founded as Artisan Scientific and began manufacturing custom research instrumentation geared towards biophysics and life sciences. He then pivoted the company, helping to decrease costs by obtaining used equipment and restoring it to its original manufactured condition. They are now one of the largest inventories of U.S. scientific equipment for resale. Dave attributes their success to employees' hard work, commitment to excellence, and maintaining a culture of integrity.
Artisan Technology Group, we inventory and we offer technical services for equipment that's no longer manufactured or supported by the original equipment manufacturer. And these are for commercial, industrial, and military critical applications. Most of the equipment that we sell is electronic test and measurement, industrial process control. We also deal with some telecommunications and some scientific research instrumentation. And we do this for about 2,000 different manufacturers. We like to have this open collaborative effort. The type of equipment we're dealing with, no one really has any documentation sometimes for it, or someone doesn't even know what it is. For us to be able to use all of our brains together to be able to figure out a solution to a problem, really works best.
I've known David for about 11, 12 years, and I've watched the company grow tremendously during that time frame. And I just think he's a prime example in our community of an entrepreneur who took an idea and he launched it and he scaled it up to what you see today. He has created a very cohesive situation here that I think has established a good foundation for the success of the company.
I think it's the responsibility of management to provide direction. What really works well here is that we mesh together well, and being that problem solver type environment, everybody's very interested in what's going on. So yeah, the whole open collaboration, it's a little more relaxed environment because we do have technical people. We don't really have a walk-in showroom where people are wearing suits and ties and things. So having this type of environment where it's a little more fun, it's a little more upbeat, it works well for everyone. I think it works well for our customers too.
Our next finalist is Craig Bethke, CEO of Aqueous Solutions located in downtown Champaign. He founded the company after retiring as a geology professor at the University of Illinois. He was living in Palo Alto, California, and teaching at Stanford, but he came back to our community and started his company at EnterpriseWorks Incubator. Aqueous Solutions develops, supports, and markets software for environmental chemists, including the Geochemist Workbench, which has more than 3,000 licenses installed in 64 countries around the world. Craig is not only successful, but his positive energy and gracious attitude make others want to be around him, are grateful for his enthusiasm, and inspire his employees. They've now grown in downtown Champaign and continue to deliver new products.
Aqueous Solutions is a company that develops, markets, and supports software for environmental chemists. The Geochemist Workbench is a little bit like you might think from the name. It's a set of software tools that an environmental chemist can use to solve a whole very wide array of problems in environmental chemistry. That's our flagship product and is what we're best known for. This year we've come out with another product called chemplugin.org, and it's a software object that's self-linking. So you can spawn any number of these software objects, have them linked together like Tinker Toys, and create a very sophisticated reactive transport model in just a few quick steps. Our overarching strategy is to make what we do central in geoscience, environmental science, materials science, chemical engineering. And so what we're trying to do is to move the techniques we use from specialty techniques that are played by computer modelers to techniques that really anyone can use no matter what their specialty is as a part of their work. I'm the original author of the software and the founder of the company, and on a day-to-day basis I could do almost anything. I see my primary roles as first of all keeping the company running smoothly, and second of all trying to have a vision for the future. At the same time I still come in and write code almost every day. So I'm not as good as the young people, but I'm still kicking.
And this year's winner is Kathy Singer from Yahoo.
I'd like to say thank you to all the Champaign Yahoos who make my job easy. And I'd also like to thank the Research Park and the University of Illinois and Champaign-Urbana for making this basically the #1 place to grow a high-tech company. And it's been a great ride here, and looking forward to continuing to grow, recruit more talent, and do exciting projects here in Champaign. And I also want to thank my son, who's been sitting with me tonight saying, "You got this, Mom, you got this." So thank you.
We have one last award for the evening, and then we'll get back to our festivities. But this one is a testament to longevity and innovation. There's so many companies that you've heard about tonight that have had new successes, but there are some that have been at it for a long time successfully. So we'd like to recognize some of those. Our first finalist is ShapeMaster. Since January of 1990, this company based in Ogden, Illinois, has been dedicated to providing designers, engineers, entrepreneurs, and inventors with the latest technology to meet their needs, from 3D printing, vacuum thermoforming, CNC machining, fabrication, design, and research. They develop new materials. They're serving clients around the world, and project examples include parts for Suzuki motorcycles, a historic tin ceiling replication for a building, and the creation of a Teflon dipper device used to aid in the coating process for silicon discs made by Epiworks in Champaign.
ShapeMaster was founded by myself with the desire to meet the need for inventors, engineers, and entrepreneurs. From design, from the very beginning, if you have a sketch or some idea, and then we can process it through CAD, which is computer-aided design, all the way through computer-aided machine. We also vacuum form, injection mold, plastic mold, machine, and fabricate. We've worked with most of the various companies that are out there that are job shops that will take in custom, unique work. We are custom and we are unique, and we really, very seldom do we say no to a project. So that gets us involved in some things where maybe we supply 60 to 80% of the components and the rest of it comes from someone else. But the clients and our customer base, they like one-stop shopping. They'll come to us, they'll say, look, you take care of it, do the rubber parts, the plastic parts, the metal parts, bring it all together, assemble it, provide it complete to us, and deliver it. And we do that. I started this business in a 3-car garage shop that I had 25 years ago with $750 and no investment from anyone else. And so then that morphed into adding employees very early on within the first few months of launching the company, and we haven't stopped then. So what my role has done, it's gone from a very hands-on, intimate relationship with the client and the vendors and the suppliers, all the way through becoming really more administrative. I still work with many, if not most of our clients, and then I oversee the operations. We have many managers and individuals that specifically work on projects now, and they just touch base with me and we bring it all together.
Our next finalist is Horizon Hobby, a world leader in the development of fun, innovative radio control, and model railroad hobby products. Headquartered in Champaign, it has been part of our community for 30 years and employs more than 600 people in facilities here, Europe, and in Asia. It has also been the recipient of numerous industry awards, including the Toy of the Year honors at this year's Nuremberg Toy Fair. Horizon Precision Systems is an offshoot of Horizon Hobby. They are taking their experience developing and distributing and servicing all these radio control products and creating new aerial survey platforms. The UAVs are used by farmers for precision agriculture. Farmers plot a course using their intuitive ground station interface, and it flies the mission itself and includes a tablet interface. When it's done, the UAV returns, lands, and powers down, all on its own.
Horizon's a global distributor and developer of radio control products for the hobby industry and the commercial industry now. The company started about 30 years ago. Actually, it's our 30th anniversary, and it's a very entrepreneurial spirit. It was started by Rick Stevens and some other guys in his basement, really. And you know, there was always a drive to better the industry and better the products, and it was kind of the angle by which the company, you know, the DNA of the company. So we've started our own brands. You know, starting from a distribution company, we distributed other people's products, and then we decided, you know, really to make great products, we'd start our own brands. And over the years, we've just continued to innovate and try to find ways to make the products better and more accessible to a broader group of people. So that's really required us to invest in, you know, people, invest in engineering talent and grow our capability, invest in technologies like Spectrum, like SAFE, that make it easy for everybody to use the products. We continue to expand our product offerings, invest in new technologies. You know, we've started a new division called HPS. HPS is designed to deliver products to the commercial market. You know, as the FAA is coming around to providing regulations for commercial use of some of these technologies, we see an opportunity. We're very close here to the farm community, and there's a lot of benefit that we can provide with some of the products we've developed.
Our next finalist is Cozad Asset Management. It was founded in 1972 and has grown locally to now manage more than $1 billion in financial assets and is one of the largest investment advisory companies in downstate Illinois. This year, the firm launched a new small cap mutual fund. The $24 million and growing fund went public in July of last year. The success of Cozad Asset Management was the inspiration for the annual Cozad New Venture competition. It's run by the Technology Entrepreneurial Center on campus, and more than 100 student startups compete for nearly $200,000 in prizes annually. In recognition of Dale Cozad, the founder's success, his longtime friend Peter Fox and his wife Kim created an endowment to create the Cozad Lecture Series on campus in entrepreneurship and the Cozad New Venture competition.
Cozad Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. We're essentially an investment advisory financial planning firms working with individuals and institutions in their wealth management. The company was founded in 1972 by my dad, but we've been an investment advisor since the mid-1980s. In the early 70s and up to the early 80s, it was primarily an insurance-related company that my dad had started. In the early 80s, he brought on a number of CPAs. Today, Cozad Asset Management manages in excess of $1 billion in financial assets for individuals and institutions. So our primary business is wealth management, although we do tax planning, some financial planning, and have some ancillary services that we offer. One of the keys that I think for our business has always been we have a focus on the clients, but we also have a big focus on our employees. If you look at our senior staff, most have been here at least 30 years. And so we're very proud of that. But at the same time, we continue to hire very talented, bright new people to our organization who have joined us in the last 5 to 15 years and add depth and quality of service to our clients.
And this year's winner is Horizon Hobby. Congratulations.
Thanks. Hello, I'm Joe Ambrose. I'm the CEO at Horizon Hobby, and on behalf of everyone at Horizon, I just want to thank you for this award. Horizon was born in Champaign 30 years ago, and over the years, we've been very focused on the struggle to fund ratio with our products. And we work very hard at innovation like advanced flight control systems that make these things really fun and really easy to use for everyone. And even though we're getting the award for longevity, as you heard from our video, we feel like we're a young company with lots of new opportunities in areas like the commercial drone applications where we can bring all years of experience. So your recognition of our efforts is a great honor. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations to all the finalists and awardees this evening. I'd also like to thank 40 North for producing incredible videos that hopefully shared with you more about these companies and gave you a look inside them. If you haven't seen them before, I hope you're impressed with what's happening in our midst in Champaign County. So please join us if you are a finalist or an awardee on stage for a group photo. And for everyone, we'd like to invite you to take a picture in the back. We are going to be doing Faces of Champaign-Urbana for our new campaign we're about to launch, You're Welcome. And I think we have a lot to say, you're welcome, for things coming out of Champaign-Urbana from what we heard tonight. I hope you'll have fun celebrating with us for the next hour. Thanks.